Well, good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You're catching me. If you've not watched this channel, you'll have no clue. But if you have watched my channel, you're catching me in the raw. No makeup, no nothing. You got up. Divine was talking to me this morning, and I have to say, he want me, I don't know if he wanted me to come on to do a reading per se, but he does want me to share some things with you. I'm getting a lot of people trying to contact me, and thank you so very much for missing me. I have been so busy this summer that I haven't been able to do readings. So I have no problem talking to anybody. I enjoy it. I want to make sure you guys are healthy, mind, spirit, and body. So here I am this morning before I start my day. I got a full day, but this is important because whatever Divine says, I do it. So I'm going to do a reading, but I want you to keep in mind this is from today, the 23rd, through the end of the month. But I want you to keep in mind what's going on with you, because a lot of people are going through a lot of different things. This is a time where we're being pummeled with low vibrations. We're being pummeled with very ugly things. We also can do them to ourselves. Okay, we can also begin to bring those low vibrations to the surface by actually thinking negative thoughts about ourselves, doubting ourselves, not loving ourselves, that kind of a thing. We really have to start with ourselves and loving ourselves, accepting ourselves. This is something that I've actually had to discuss. Everybody should not be afraid if they need to talk to somebody, whether it be a counselor, a coach, a therapist, whatever. Don't be afraid. I even need to do that. And I even bounce things off my daughter because she's lived with me all my life to see where I might be needing some help or talk to somebody. And right now, it's a lot to do with acceptance, okay? And it's even for me. So, we're going to do a reading, but I think God is really, really trying to tell us, accept things where they are, who you are, love on yourself, be kind to yourself, have hope, and also make sure that you believe in faith of the things that are not seen, because a lot of the times we expect things to happen in our own timing. We expect things to happen in a way. Just a minute, thank you. In a way that we want them to happen. Just be really gentle and kind with yourself and patient, and accept things and yourself where you are in this process, this journey, because we cannot see what's going on behind the scenes. Okay, we cannot see what's happening. It's sort of like the wind. You can't see the wind, but you can see the trees move. This is what's happening in your life right now. But I keep hearing the word acceptance, even for myself, because sometimes it's really hard to accept somebody when they do things that maybe you don't like, maybe you don't agree with, maybe you don't want to accept. But then that's when you just stay in your lane and you keep on your journey and you keep growing and you keep going. Okay. This is something that I think in this next week, everybody that has not only contacted me but asked me to do readings, and this is why I'm on, guys, it is that we need to really understand where we are in accepting things. Because once you learn to accept things the way they are, or a person who they are, why they are that way, you can't change them. That has to be something between them and God, and they may never change. So you have to accept them in their place. So I'm learning this as well, because I can be quite stubborn sometimes, but that is ego, that is world, that is pride. And the thing is, I have to catch myself when I'm doing that. All right. So let's do a reading, and hopefully, this is going to help and heal you, or begin to heal you, or get you into a thought process of, what can I do for myself, not anybody outside, because we cannot control what other people do, but we can control where we are in this process today. Just work on today. These are baby steps. I want you to take baby steps this next week and just be kind to yourself and say, am I accepting this? And it doesn't mean you have to agree with it, guys. It doesn't mean that you have to agree with it at all. It just means that I have to accept it because I cannot change what is outside myself. Okay. I'm also getting several people asking about themselves and what they're going through. Trauma and PTSD is serious. This is something that we've gotten since we were kids. Yes, tender embrace, guys. You need to embrace yourself tenderly. Really embrace yourself tenderly. Give yourself a hug. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some, um, I keep hearing the word providence. Expect providence. Providence is the interaction of divine into your situation. That's when you say, okay, I surrender, I give it up. Help me out up there. Help me out there. Whether it be your ancestors or your angels or your just God indirect, just help. And that's when that divine intervention happens. Okay, give yourself that grace to have that faith and believe that we don't know squat compared to what divine knows. I mean, we're just I see us as little ants or a piece of sand, really, because that's how small we are to him, even though he does love us. Okay. So okay. All right. So definitely he's talking about acceptance. He's talking about this is Divine's card. For those of you that are brand new, this is Divine's card. I do Divine. This is a healing tarot. So it's a little bit different than your prediction tarot. This is what you're going through, what you need for today or the next week in helping yourself balance through mind, spirit, and body. Where we start with our spirit speaks to our mind tells our body how to act, react, talk, and all that kind of stuff, right? However, most people do it reverse. They start with their head. They start getting in their head. And this is what a lot of people do is that's the world. And it's backwards because then our head tells our spirit and then our spirit's like, what? That's not true. That's a lie. So a lot of people say, I'm not loved. I'll never be loved. That's a lie. That is a lie. And so that's your head telling your spirit, and your spirit's like, no, that's not the way I created you. That's not the way that this works. So definitely this is about balance. Okay, balancing your mind, spirit, and body. Right now, many of you that come to me are very worldly thinking because if you are depressed, anxiety, low self esteem, those kind of things, you're focusing in on what the world is telling you and you're believing it, which is a bunch of pooey because we are created in love. That's what we are. We are love, but we don't express it because the world has squashed it down. So let's get to see. Are these upside down? Nope. Okay, so we got a reverse. So I'm pulling 3 cards. The first of these oracles. So Divine's Oracle, this is what's going on today. And then we're going to see maybe for the first week of September what might be going on for you. There's a lot of things happening. I didn't do a full moon. I didn't do, you guys, I'm really sorry. I've just been so busy. But hopefully when the fall comes in a month or so, I'll be back and doing stuff. Summer times are really, really busy for me. So let's get started. So we're between lands. Divine is saying you're between. You're in between. It's like when you're at that awkward age of between, a child and an adult, you're in that awkward stage. Things don't feel right, don't look right, don't happen to happen right. And then your voice is changing, or if you're a, boy, your voice gets lower. Girls, you start your periods, those kind of things. It's a very awkward stage. And in the between lands, land is one is spirit, one is world. Between these two lands, it's uncomfortable. And so trying to learn how to love ourselves, be kind to ourselves, acceptance of others doesn't matter where they're at. Doesn't matter where they're at, guys. You have to accept them for who they are. I know somebody who's in their 60s and I want them to just grow up, but they're not going to because of their mental capacity, for one, but two, the way that they were brought up as a child and was enabled to be the person that they are. And now they're in their 60s and I want them to change. Well, it's not going to happen. Again, this is outside my realm. So Focus in on what you can do for you today and for the rest of the week. Take it in baby steps, guys. Take it in baby steps. This is something that you need to be kind to yourself hour by hour, day by day. It's like when people are working through drug addiction or any kind of addiction, they have to take it minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, week by week, month by month. This is what you need to do for yourself as well. Whatever you're going through, just be loving and kind to yourself. Bring those positive thoughts into yourself. Bring those words to yourself that are in love, kindness, and joy. It's going to change it. If you do this every time that you start to do this, negative, low vibrations, it's going to begin to change your psyche, your mindset. It's going to begin to allow you to start from spirit rather than your head, because many of you are starting from here. And that's I used to be like that, guys. I used to be that way. And so the thing is, when you think that way, your world gets all messed up. It gets confused. Things aren't going right. Your life is going like a big roller coaster. And things are all twisted and turned and upside down and right. And nothing's working right, or you're not happy, or you don't feel loved, that kind of a thing. That's your mind starting first. Is what if you were my client, or if you were one that calls me or whatever that we have sessions with, sometimes it's just you've got to figure out how to start from spirit first. When you do, guys, it will change your life 180. It will change it 180. You will have more peace. Things won't bother you as much. You won't even care what people do, because it's not in your lane. Okay, so you're in between phases right now. Many of you are in between. You want to go spiritual. You don't believe it because you don't have the faith that it can happen. Once you get that faith that that things will happen that you cannot see, things are actually being orchestrated, which they are. And then you just let that be orchestrated and watch to see how beautiful and providence works. Okay. Your current card today, and this is for the 23rd, probably through the rest of the week. We've got it Oracle in reverse. Okay, it's the number 4, which is usually stability. So things are not stable. Things are rocky. Things are like a roller coaster. Things are like not working out. Things are not happening the way that you want them to. You got to have patience. Patience. It's not in your timing at all. And it's easy for me to say, but it's also hard for me to live that way sometimes too. But it is the deer, and divine is saying gentleness and diplomacy, but it's in reverse. So somebody is taking themselves and beating themselves up. You're your worst enemy. You're the hardest one on yourself. This is something that you need to release and surrender. Just say, you know what? I am beautiful. I am handsome. I am smart. I mean, we try to tell our little kids this and we laugh at it, and we think, oh, why would you tell that? That sounds very vain. No, this is love. This is self-love. And that's what divine teaches us. And if you believe in any religion at all, what do they talk about? Love, kindness, and all that kind of stuff. All right. So this is something that's not happening, and it's not stable right now. Somebody's on the roller coaster that does every twist and turn and all kinds of big things. I've rode those ones, and let me tell you, real ones. And then I've also rode those in real life. As far as it sucks, that's the world. You got to switch this mindset from head first to spirit first. Future energy. I'm going to say this is probably going to go into September, because this is something that takes a little bit of time. It's called the Gaia's Garden, but it is also the number 9. The number 9 is about intensity. It's also about being in the forefront. So this is something that you really need to focus in on, your self-love, self-acceptance, and acceptance of others, because this is about fruition, abundance, and reaping what you sow. Okay. So if you're telling yourself, I'm ugly, I'm not, your energies are portraying that. Whatever your negative, low vibrational energies are, that is what you're portraying. And then that's what you absorb. And that's what comes to you. So a lot of people are in wrong relationships because the law of attraction, you're putting that out. And then also too, that's what you're going to get back. So people tell me, it's like, why do I keep dating or meeting these wrong people? That's the same thing over and over again, because that's what you're putting out. So this is a mindset that we need to change. This is a mindset that we have to really look at ourselves and say, where do I need to do my homework? We all have homework all the time until we even die. All right. So let's get started in a spread. I don't know what's going on with everybody. So this is my new deck. It's very slippery. So anyway, so while I shuffle, if you are watching and you are brand new, thank you for coming. Please like, share, subscribe. Oops. Knight of Swords, Wands. Oh, a lot of trouble, a lot of heaviness. Boy, a lot of heaviness going on out there. And that's just the world. That's just what's going on in the world. Wands, a lot of gossip. You know, even in my day job, I had to bring some stuff up, and it's not good stuff because it's been happening too much. Gossip is really evil. Gossip is detrimental to some people. You know, it's just not good. And so I had to kibosh that. I just had to kibosh it. So definitely want to make sure that you're understanding and accepting yourself, okay, first, because thank you. So he's saying, don't complain. Don't complain. Be blessed. Look at the things that you have. Look at the things that I've given you. Look at, he's like, I want to, he's, he's, okay, okay. He's trying to have you focus in on the things that you are blessed with. You know, every morning before my feet touch the floor, I say, thank you for letting my feet, my hands, everything work. Let me see, let me hear. Thank you. Just those kind of things. I know it sounds corny and uncanny, but it's something that really makes a difference, because every time we complain, we take away a blessing, okay, or a positive. And if you think of energies that way, that's exactly what happens. So if you think of a negative thing, that's a negative energy, a low vibrational energy, even doubt or let's see, anxiety, depression. These are all low vibrationals. And as you keep them stirring, it keeps them alive. If we bring in something positive, something of high vibration, joy, happiness, something saying positive affirmations, then that actually squashes the low vibration. Every time we do that, again, this is spirit talking, and low vibration is mind talking. This is something that we can squash. Okay, we squash it. And we want to squash it to the point where it just becomes, oh yeah, I haven't even thought about that lately. Because it's really important to think of yourself more of high vibration. That's what you're built for. High vibrations, high thoughts. That's where your intuition lies. That's where your spirit lies. That's where everything else lies. All right. Okay, let's see what's going on with some of you out there. Now, this is a collective, guys. This is for the, you know, today, the 23rd through the end of the month. It's, again, this is a collective, but this is divine is saying, you know, there's a lot of people going through this in between stage, not sure. Some people are afraid because maybe their relationships have ended and they don't know why, don't know what, whatever. However, this is a time for you to reflect on yourself. When I went through, when my husband left me after a year, I was like, I married you for life. What happened here? So I cannot get into his head and say, you know, figure it out. He's got to tell me. However, I'm in between a stage where he left. Now I'm like, I'm abandoned pretty much. So I have to figure out why I feel that way, because maybe he just wasn't ready to be married and he made a mistake. But then I'm going to flip it around on me saying, what did I do wrong? What did I, you know, wrong, 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 wrong way. Just say, you know what? It didn't work out. Maybe things weren't right. If the person, a lot of the times you will never get closure. You will never get an answer. You will never find out. So the closure has to come from you. The closure has to, what do I need for myself to have closure? Okay, I don't know who this is for, but definitely there's something going on. There was something that happened, something that ego and pride got in the way, selfishness got in the way. It could even be a self-centered person got in the way. It could be, I see a masculine, but I don't know if that's the case. A masculine could have been just more like a feminine is has more of a masculine side to him, more of a stronger side to him, and that kind of a thing. All right, doesn't mean it has to be actual masculine. 4, 5, 6. Why am I not? I don't have enough room, guys. I don't have enough room. Okay, let's see here. 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yes, somebody. Oh, okay. Ooh. Boy, a lot of earthly energies here. A lot of earthly energies here. Definitely, you're going through a process of learning. Okay, this is something for somebody. This is definitely, again, you're in between. This is showing all over the place. Okay, and again, it's not stable. It's the number 4 again, because we have the number 4 in the forefront. We also have the number 9 being really up front here. And we also have the number 4 in the upright. So things are trying to get stable. However, they're not at the moment. It's almost like you're at the top of the roller coaster and it's sort of stuck. It's like, which way is it going to go? Is it going to go backwards? That's your past. You're thinking about your past and you're allowing that past to create your future. Can't do that, guys. Can't do that. Or is that roller coaster going to go down? It's time to slide down and make things easier on yourself, okay? Because we have the number 5, which is unstable, very front. But this is the 5 of swords, which means there's a bunch of stuff going on, whether somebody was lied to, whether there was some hurt, some fighting, some pain, something of that nature. Then we have the 2 of swords, which is, again, I was talking to you about what divine is saying. You cannot see what's happening. You don't know what's happening. You don't know where it's going, that kind of a thing. So you don't know which decision to make. You don't know which way to go. Like, do I go this way? Do I go this way? Which way do I go? You got to listen to your spirit, listen to your intuition. It will give you your answer. When people ask me, I just need to be guided, you got to go to God. And God is your intuition. This is the way I go. This is the way I do things. And if you're not sure, you've got to pick up a book. The Bible is a good book. Mm, the Bible is a guide that actually will help you get the answers from a spirit side. Okay, whether it's the Quran or whatever you use, this is a Bible or book, I should say, that helps you from the spirit side in a guiding way rather than a worldly way. So if you're trying to decide on something or try to figure things out, trying to get out of the middle of a situation, trying to get out of a struggle, trying to get out of depression, trying to get out of anxiety, trying to get out and you're just like, how do I do this? I don't know how to do this. Will I ever? Yes, you will. There is hope because where there is hope, there is providence, and providence is divine intervention. Okay, so you definitely have that there. Then you have the 3. Acknowledging is number 3 is about acknowledging acceptance. Here we go again with that acceptance word. I can't make this stuff up, guys. It's accepting and celebrating where you're at right now in life. Okay, where your journey is, and say, okay, things might not be the greatest, and I might be on a little roller coaster now, but am I creating that roller coaster or is that something that is outside myself? Okay, so this is where the authority, this is where the emperor comes in at the center of your reading. Whether you're in therapy, whether you have a coach, whether you have a counselor, whether you have anything of that nature, this again is the number 4 at the center. You have 4 from divine, you have 4 from the emperor, you have 4 in reverse, you have 4 all over the place, and you've got 3s and you got 10s. Things are finishing and beginning, but where is it finishing and beginning from? Here or here? You're in between. Okay, so listen to your heart, listen to who you are authentically. Okay, because when you have the emperor at the center of your reading, this is really authority. This is giving yourself permission. This is saying, yes, I screwed up. Yes, I was thinking low vibrational. Yes, I was thinking that I'm not worthy of love. I'm thinking of I should not be doing things or whatever. We all F up. Okay, we all make mistakes. So we have to accept it, acceptance again, that we messed up. And then we say, okay, I'm going to work hard again, those baby steps, day by day, and hour by hour, minute by minute for some of us. Okay. But the thing is, you have to look at it and accept where you're at again and keep moving forward. Don't let that roller coaster go back into your past saying, well, and this is where some of you are going to have to really dig deep. I had to dig deep all the way back to my, as far as I can remember. So when I was being abused, I don't remember all the way back till I was probably 5 years old, maybe 6 years old. That's as far as I can go back. However, I had to go back there and say, why are my decisions so poor? Why are my, because my mindset was twisted due to the abuse. And I thought it was normal and okay. But no, it had me going in a spiral of a lifestyle going down rather than going up. So we do have to look at ourselves in our foundation, and that's where our learning comes in. Guys, this is where the learning comes in. This is the Three of Pentacles. This is about learning. So you may have to have somebody to talk to. You may have to figure this out. They might just give you positive feedback. This person has to be, thank you. He's saying has to be somebody of love, somebody who is of support, somebody who is on your side. So, okay, that has your back. He just keeps giving me things over and over again. But this has to be a person that is more of a spiritual mind and not a worldly mind. Because again, you're in between your thinking. This is a time of, thank you, transformation. Thank you. He says, I'm trying to transform you to understand that you are worthy of all things as like anybody else. Okay. Again, this is your decision. Wheel of Fortune, your decision. This is something that you have to say, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. I don't want to think this way. I don't want to be this way. I want to feel loved. I want to be loved. Hit the mirror. Starts right here. Okay. Because as we are made in his image, an image of love. Okay. That's what we are. You're your hardest. This is your challenge card. You are your hardest one on yourself. This is judgment. You are the hardest one. You're your own enemy. So stop being your own enemy. Be the person that you want to be and love. Okay? Let's see what else we got going here. But I want to see what's going on. I'm going to ask for some clarification on this Five of Swords, this very first card. So for those of you that are brand new, I look at the first, especially. I look at the middle, and then I look at the last card. Last card is your challenge card. It is, okay. One that is hard for you to accept or do, and this is something for you to work on. Wow. So many things are sitting there waiting to be offered to you because we have the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles is about newness starting, or number one is about newness, things starting fresh and new. You've got a couple tens here. You got a 20, a 20 being a 2. But again, you have a lot of new, fresh things waiting. They're just sitting there waiting, but that mindset's got to change. Okay. And again, you have to pay attention to your intuition. The Queen of Cups is all about her intuition, her spiritual self, paying attention, acceptance of others, who they are, where they are, what's going on. Again, we have, this is your journey. This is the Three of Pentacles. Again, this is something that you're going to be doing over and over and over again because it's a learning process. It is, and it's going to rock your world. It's going to change it to a high vibration, a love vibration, a positive, joy-filled, peaceful vibration. This is something that is going to, it's going to take work. However, it starts today with you and your mindset, and say, you know what? Just take one thing and recognize how much you do it. And here's the thing I'm going to give somebody, because I gave this to my daughter years ago, is when you go through your day today, or whenever you watch this, focus in on how many times you talk negative to yourself or about somebody else. Count them. You say, well, I don't do it that much. Count them. And then you will see actually how much you do that. And you will be surprised because you think that you don't. But when we do those things repetitively, we're teaching our brain to put those in the forefront. And then you begin to believe them. Okay, lies, 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 lies. Again, there's that number 4. Okay, the 4 of Swords again. And that is about rest. That is about trying to take care of self. That is about working on self. But it is also patience and kindness. But this is mind, spirit, body. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some time. Give yourself patience. Give yourself some patience. Some of you guys are not patient. You just want everything now. And I'm not going to say anything, but about, I don't know about all these, everybody talks about Gen Z, Gen X, Gen all this. No, it's just, I'm seeing over time being a little bit older. I'm not a boomer yet, guys. I'm not a boomer, but I would be proud to be a boomer because some people didn't make it that far. But I'm seeing over the generations that people are not as resilient. People are not as patient. People are wanting, it's all about me. People are wanting, it now. And it just doesn't work that way. You've got to learn about yourself more and acceptance of yourself more. I don't know who that's for. I don't know. But it's, you got to look outside the box a little bit. You can't conform to what the world is doing if you love yourself, because the world's headed down the toilet. I mean, the toilet's been flushed, and now that's where the world is going. You don't need to sink with it. Okay? Just be yourself, be love, be kindness, be gentle, and everything. Yes, it is going to take strength. This is going to take strength. This is going to take you working on you. That is about saying, you know what, I'm not going to talk to myself negatively. I'm not going to talk to myself, and I'm going to give myself grace. That is going to be the challenge for you, to be kind to yourself first, okay? And it does take courage. It does take strength. I keep hearing the word trigger because I've heard that many, many a times in these last couple of weeks, especially with the people that I've been speaking with. Triggers are okay. It is a trigger. It's bringing it to the forefront. Remember, this is something that needs to be worked on. This is, okay, I have a trigger. Why do I have this trigger? Where is this trigger coming from? Why is it so in my face? Why is it so strong? Why is it make me feel nervous? Why does it make me feel anxiety? Why does it, when we get down to that, it's usually probably from a child age, then we can sort of begin to heal from that. Is the trigger going to go away 100%? Maybe not, but it's not going to be as noticeable. And then before you know it, it's like, oh yeah, that used to really bother me. Okay. That does take strength to, and time to get over, but you have to be willing not to put the wall up when that trigger happens, but to be able to ask yourself many questions. Why is this happening? Where did it start? There's a video I have on, I think, communication, maybe communication or love or whatever. But when those triggers come up, get yourself a pencil and paper. How did it make me feel? Why did it make me feel that? 5 W's. What, where, when, who, and why. And then you can begin to say, oh, well, that's a freaking lie. And when you realize that all these lies have built you to the person that you are, you can begin to break down those walls and those triggers and make things happen more positively and more in love. Okay. Queen of Wands, how you talk to yourself. Queen of Wands, how you think, how you let your intuition in, how you pay attention, how you nurture yourself. The queen, the female, the feminine is all about nurturing, helping, and loving on yourself. You might have to have somebody do that. Maybe your love language is affirmations and you need to hear it. Maybe it is something of that nature. Maybe somebody did a number on somebody. This person was egotistical, self-centered, wanted everything to do with it themselves. And you know what? They didn't care at what expense it cost the other person. Very worldly person. very self-centered person. And if that person is in your life or left your life, be glad they left your life, because they don't have your back. They have their back, but they don't have your back. So that you want people in your life that has your back. So if you got sick, went to the hospital, broke a leg, didn't have anybody around, would they take care of you? Would they help you? These are the people that you want in your life. Get rid of the rest, because if it's sucking up energy, it's bringing your vibrations down. It's toxic. I think I have energy vampires. Watch that video. I think I put it down below. But watch that, because this is what sucks you dry, brings you down, and keeps you in a low vibration. Get rid of them. As far as you maybe you want them to come back later, maybe they want to come back later. It is if they've changed. Do they have your back? Will they support you? Will they take care of you? Will they, help you? And the test of time, a lot of people's like, test them, hey, can I borrow $10? Well, what do you need it for? Gas to get to work. That's a need. You need to go to work. You don't have gas. And they're like, no, sorry. If it's, something like, do you have, um, I don't know, I need a fan and somebody's got 10 fans. I need a fan. It's hot. It's 90 degrees. I can't afford an air conditioner. Can I borrow one of your fans? No. Okay, but you have 10. Can I just borrow one for like a day or two so that I can get some, rest, sleep, so I can have it? No, that's self-centered. And those are really like hypothetical and really sort of off the wall. But this, I don't know who's in your life that's like that. However, that person, if that's the way they are, they're bringing you down. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we got going here before we finish up. And I hope, again, I hope this has helped you guys. I don't know what's going on in your life. I do know I'm getting a lot of emails, texts. I'm getting, a lot more sessions, people. And it's because you're in between. And it's not a comfortable stage. But stop being so hard on yourself. Stop being your worst enemy. Stop making the problem more. So am I creating a worse problem? This is the one thing at work. The person who gossips came to me and they're like, I don't understand. Well, I said, then maybe you need to step back and see. They didn't even know they were really gossiping because they're so used to it. But the thing is, you want to be able to say, okay, let's step back. Don't engage. If somebody comes to you, don't allow it. Don't engage. Don't accept that behavior. Acceptance of what you want, your values, your morals, your everything, but you don't have to accept it. Just say, hey, you know what, I'm not listening to anything that's negative, because it could be very hurtful to somebody, so I would rather not, talk about that. Nothing wrong with that. Then you're creating a boundary as well for yourself. I don't know where all this is coming from, but for somebody it may be needed. All right, so Divine, is there anything else you want me to share? This deer upside down, it will change. The number 4 will come back, because there's one, two, there's two, three fours that are upright and one that is reversed. So again, this is a process. This is learning. And somebody's teaching somebody. I don't know who that is. Somebody's helping somebody as well. And I love that the 3 of Cups is there, because there is a celebration here. And be kind to yourself. Celebrate each day. If you've gone through the day and you've noticed that you're trying not to think negatively, and you go through the day, it's like, wow, you know what? Hey, I didn't. If I thought, here's an exercise. Today I told you, go count how many times you think negative. Say you're like, oh wow, or you complained, or you talked about somebody. Low vibrational thinking. Okay, count them. So today I did 50. Okay, so then you realize the next day, oh wow, I only did 30. Okay, and you should give yourself some type of celebration for that, because you're beginning to change your mindset and your process to your spirit rather than your mind. Not caring about what other people say, but how you think yourself. Look in the mirror, imagine yourself. Is this what I want somebody to see? Is this what I want somebody to hear? Is this what I want to be remembered by. Okay. So, but the thing is, give yourself these little pats on the back, whatever it is that you need to do to say, hey, yeah, I did it myself. Because this, again, it is a lone process. We've got the Virgo card, it's the Hermit. It is a lone process with divine in you. And you need to ask divine for his providence to show you, give you signs, give you understanding, give you a word, give you a person, because he uses people a lot, to say, you know, hey, I'm doing okay, I'm doing good, you're on the right track, keep going, this is where I want you to go, this is what I want you to do. Again, the Three of Cups, celebration right in that, right in the middle, and it's getting your ducks in a row. This is not only getting your ducks in a row, you're bringing things to fruition that you've always wanted. How do I know? I've been where most of you are at, struggling, going through crap, and I still do go through stuff, but it isn't that big roller coaster that flips all over the place. It's the little baby roller coaster that's just now just going up and around, and because I see things in a different light. I see things in a completely different light. So this is something that, yes, it's from the 23rd to the end, but this is going to keep going because this next moon and the planets that are happening and the Neptune retrograde still there, guys, is helping you to dig deeper, to think more positive about yourself, to allow you to accept things not only and people where they're at the moment, and be loving and kind to that. Doesn't mean you agree, guys. Again, I'm going to repeat that again. It doesn't mean that you agree with it. Doesn't mean that you like it. But it does mean that, hey, that's your world. That's your journey. This is my journey. I can only control and build my journey into a positive, love, kind energy. And that journey will bring you abundance, again, that fruition. The apple tree, it works and works and works and works to build the leaves, you know, because it dies in the winter, builds the leaves, then it has the buds, then it has the fruit, and then it gets to the fruit to where it drops, it ripens, and then you have abundance. That's you. This is where we're at. We're in the trunk of the tree. We are working. Those leaves are growing, but it's to the mindset that the spirit starts first. So every time this week that you go through a thought process, ask yourself, is this, one, something I created? Two, is this from my head or from my heart? Three, is it negative, low vibration? Or is it from a higher place of love? Even when you argue or you try to share something with somebody, are you doing it in love? Are you sharing it in a loving manner? If you have to correct your children, if you have to correct a friend, or if you have to let a friend know, hey, that is really messed up. Hey, don't do that. Are you doing it because you care about them, you love them, and do you got to do that to yourself? Okay. And when you start thinking negative, you're messing your mind up. When you think that, hey, I'm no good, I'm never going to be loved, you're messing your mind up because this is worldly. Remember, you're thinking from your head first. That's not what your spirit and your heart is saying. As divine and God did not make us to sit there and put ourselves down. Not at all. So remember how and where you're starting from. Again, go back to the five what, where, who, when, and why. Every time you do something negative, where did it start? Why is it happening? And how can I stop it? Or how can I recognize it and accept it and say, you know what? The past is the past. Don't let that roller coaster go backwards into the past, because a lot of the times that's where we are going. Okay. This is, again, your challenge card, because that is where you're setting yourself up to either fail or succeed, by either going back down that roller coaster and thinking that because of the past is going to lead your future. No, you need to stop that roller coaster and go forward and let the future create itself. Acceptance, love, and kindness. All right, guys, I'm beating a dead horse, but I came on because Divine asked me to. I've had several phone calls, sessions, things happening in this last week, and I've been talking to God and saying, what's going on? He says, you need to get out there and talk to them. So I hope this helps somebody. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'm a small channel. That's fine. I don't care how many subscribers I have as far as the monetization and all that kind of stuff. I'm here as a helping tarot and hopefully healing tarot for you guys. Don't forget to walk in absolute truth, not your truth. Okay, there's a difference. Your truth is worldly truth. Absolute truth is divine truth. That's where the spirit lies. Again, that's where our mindset is, because your truth is not the same as absolute truth. So and watch other videos that I have on in my other channel, Get Balanced 2020 is my secular channel. I think I have 70 videos on there about how to transform and how to accept and how to communicate and how to help yourself. And there is a series, and I think I put that down below here, of a series on sexual abuse. If you have triggers, it doesn't mean it has to be sexual abuse. If you have triggers of any abuse or anything that happens, this will teach you how to survive it, heal it, and live with it. All right. I hope this has been helpful. I miss you guys. I will try to get to do more readings. My schedule is so heavy. But thank you for missing me. I love you guys so much. Thank you for missing me. And I miss you guys even more than you miss me. So I will be back again. I will try to do a full moon and new moon reading. I usually do those at least. And then come on when Divine asks me to come on. And we'll get back to doing readings again here in the fall. A lot more readings in the fall. It just, summers are swamped for me. All right. I love you guys and miss you. And I hope this helped. I hope if it resonated with you, please talk to God. Really talk to him. Just sit down in your car for 10 minutes and say, I'm lost. I don't know what to do. How do I do it? Where do I go? Show me a person, show me a thing, show me a sign, show me something. But no radios, no TVs, no phones, no nothing. Just sit there in silence and talk to him. All right. Take care. Love you guys. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Oop, I got a card stuck to my... Oh my goodness. Which one is it? Rest. You gotta rest.